So we were 2 people. So it's you, Chipola. So Chipola, you're gonna be team A, and Tokolo, you're gonna be team B. All right. So choose. So we have A and B, right? And so okay, we're on the right track now. So we already established the team leads for this. Cool. So yeah. So basically, from this perspective, right? You guys what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna open like a window period for the next until Friday, right? Until Friday, whoever wants to jump onto this project, I will actually want the list, and I will actually randomly allocate them to you guys. And the first task that I'm actually gonna give you guys is I would want you to sit on Saturday, right? I'm like by Friday, probably I'm just gonna be expecting the full list of people that are actually gonna be working on this project. I'm literally expecting that from you. So by Friday, I'll need a full list of people that are gonna be working on this project, and because we need to move as fast as possible in terms of getting the full teams ready in terms of having to start the overall project, right? So by Friday, when I get that, and I'm gonna randomly allocate that, I'm actually gonna on Slack, it's gonna be available that Jiwala, this is gonna be your team, so all of this is gonna be your team. And then what I want you guys to do, I want you guys to actually reach out to them, send them an email, and set up a call for either Monday or Tuesday, depending on the availability of people, right? And discuss and have an alignment in terms of what we're doing and looking at the scopes in terms of what we have, all those kind of stuff. And from that, in terms of the output that I actually want from you guys from that meeting, it's the first one, the tools that you're going to be using, right? I.e., either being, I'll say that let's use, let's work around these 3 tools: Python, Power BI, and Excel, right? Let's work between those 3 tools. So I actually want you to hear which tools you're gonna be using, the reason behind why you use those tools. Like if it's Python, you've selected Python, or you're gonna be using Python. What are you gonna be using Python for, right? And another thing is, what I want you guys to do is, for that, you're gonna have to sit down in terms of, we need the desk research, right? I need you guys to be on full speed in terms of trying to understanding in much detail what the client requires from us, understanding in much detail about the client, about the company itself, what they do, right? Because that's also going to shift your direction in terms of what they would want to report on, right? What they do, why they're unique from other people, and all this kind of stuff. I want you guys to do the desk research to actually understand about the client and about the company in terms of what they do and what they actually focus on. And also, it's going to be still part of the desk research, right? So I hope you guys are writing this down. First of all, the tools that you're going to be using and why you're using those tools. Second of all, desk research. I want you guys to be singing for me in terms of what this company does and what company actually is on. It's very important. Another thing is understanding the scope of what's required from our end. I want you guys to be, when we meet again, because I think we probably should meet on Thursday, considering that, no, on Friday, actually, considering that you guys have met early in the week. The Friday that's next week. I want both of you, Tokolo and Chibola, to prepare a project pitch, right? So for every project that you actually work on in any way possible, so you need a documentation which is called a project. Very important consulting. That is from a client perspective before they actually give you an overall project. I want you guys to sit down with your teams and prepare a project pitch. A project pitch actually identifies the problem and also identifies the methodology that is actually going to be used from a problem perspective, right? What methodologies you're going to be using, if it's going to be types of analysis that you're going to be performing from that problem perspective. I want you guys to actually prepare that documentation. And so it should include the problem statement in terms of what the client is actually looking for. So you'll need to actually browse through the documentation that has been shared on Slack that's got that type of those information, and you need to actually ask help each other in terms of understanding and also looking at the video that we actually were on to try and understand what the client is actually trying to address. That's going to be the problem statement. I incorporate that into a slide. One slide, pretty much straightforward. I need that. That's going to be our problem statement. I need the core methodology, right? Don't go in depth in terms of we're going to be using Python. Within Python we're going to be using Panda to feed the data. No, I don't want that. I need core methodology in terms of from a high level perspective, what you guys are going to be using on your end, right? So I need that to be within that documentation, which is that project proposal. I need within your teams, right? You would have different peoples with different skills. Now, this is where you test your leadership, your leadership capability, as well in Tokola. So you need to actually understand your teammates' capability. What is it that one person could actually do? If, for example, if I have Jasmine on my team, is Jasmine good at Power BI as to compared to Python? Is she a good data interpreter as compared to being a good programming and those kind of stuff? I need you to make sure that you understand the individual within your teams and try to make sure that when you have them on their team, what they're going to be responsible for actually doing. Do we have one person who's going to be doing the desk research? This person is going to be doing the actual understanding of the data and all this kind of stuff. I need actually that. I need you to actually outline your team. Give me an introduction of your team. We're going to be working with Ritwa, and this is her level of expertise and all this kind of stuff is very, very important when you're actually doing like a project pitch. So I need that to be incorporated within that documentation. And lastly, I would need from you guys before anything else. You understand the scope, you understand everything else and all this kind of stuff, what needs to be achieved and what's not. I need you to tell me what types of resources that you actually need for this project. You need to actually sit down and look at the resources that you actually need. This is also a part of understanding your teammates, what they could actually do and all this kind of stuff. And resources would also be part of the tools that you're actually going to be using. Is it going to be Python? Is it going to be Power BI and all those kind of stuff? Is there something that you actually need that you don't have at the moment that you think that you're going to need in the future? So that's going to be your resource that you actually, I need to see that on your documentation. And also, lastly, that one thing I need to see on the documentation is possible timelines, right? In terms of, this is going to be the guideline in terms of the first thing we're going to be doing is going to be the desk research. The methodology you're going to be using is going to be maybe looking at the cleaning of the data, analysis, and all those kind of stuff. Outline all of that and put it in a project perspective, in a project manner with timelines, with possible timelines. I don't want you to I don't want you to just rush up on this or all of this. I want you to understand your capabilities and your teammates' capabilities in terms of what is it that they could actually deliver in time, and making sure that we held each other accountable in terms of what they're going to be doing. So I want you guys to understand that, because when you get to the working environment, you're going to be working on timelines. Sometimes some of them are tight and all this kind of stuff. So I want you guys to manage your own timelines and manage your own expectations, right? Purely from a team perspective. So I need that documentation ready by next week Friday.